Have you ever felt like you're slowly being pushed out of your child's life by your ex-partner? It's a confusing and painful experience, and you might be dealing with something called parental alienation. This is when one parent, whether intentionally or not, influences a child to reject the other parent. It's not a loud, dramatic event. It often starts as a whisper, a series of small, subtle actions that build up over time. If we don't catch these signs early, the emotional damage to both the child and the targeted parent can be severe. Today, we're going to pull back the curtain on the early warning signs of parental alienation, because recognizing them is the first, most crucial step toward protecting your relationship with your child. Let's start with what you might notice in your child first. One of the most common early indicators is a sudden shift in their emotions and behavior. A child who was once loving and affectionate might suddenly become hostile, disrespectful, or overly critical of you. They might use language that sounds strangely adult-like, repeating phrases or accusations that seem out of place for their age. It's as if they're reading from someone else's script. You might also notice them acting withdrawn or uncomfortable during your time together. Maybe they avoid eye contact, give one-word answers, or seem anxious and on edge. This isn't just a bad mood, it's a consistent pattern of discomfort. A particularly heartbreaking sign is when a child shows anxiety or guilt after being affectionate with you. They might hug you, then immediately pull away and look worried. This is often a sign of split loyalty, where they feel like showing love to you is a betrayal of their other parent. They're caught in an impossible emotional tug of war, and it's incredibly stressful for them. The next area to watch for is interference with your communication. In a healthy co-parenting relationship, communication with your child should be open and easy, but in cases of alienation, you'll start hitting roadblocks. Do your calls to your child frequently go unanswered, with a follow-up text saying they were busy or sleeping? Are your messages left unread? Or do you get replies that sound like they were written by your ex? This is a classic tactic. The alienating parent positions themselves as the gatekeeper, filtering everything you say and controlling when or if your child gets to talk to you. You might hear repeated excuses for why spontaneous contact isn't possible. Oh, today's not a good day, or she's just not up for a call right now. While life does get busy, a consistent pattern of blocked communication is a major red flag. It's designed to slowly erase your presence from your child's daily life, making you feel like a distant memory rather than an active parent. Alongside communication issues, you'll often see major disruptions in your parenting time. Suddenly, your scheduled visits start getting canceled at the last minute. The excuse is often blamed on the child. He doesn't want to go, or she's not feeling well. While a child might genuinely feel that way sometimes, an alienating parent will use this as a weapon. They might even encourage the child's reluctance. Another common tactic is to claim the child is too busy. Suddenly, their schedule is packed with new activities, sleepovers, or homework that always seems to fall on your parenting time. This isn't about enriching the child's life. It's about minimizing your involvement. Holidays and special events also become a battleground. One parent might start making unilateral decisions, planning vacations or parties during your time without consulting you. They monopolize the fun, memorable moments, leaving you with the mundane. This creates a narrative where one parent is the fun parent and the other is just an obligation. It's a subtle but powerful way to devalue your role in your child's eyes. Now, let's talk about the narrative. Parental alienation is fueled by a constant stream of negativity directed at the targeted parent. Your child might start repeating negative stories or details about your past that they couldn't possibly know on their own. These could be distorted versions of events from your marriage or outright fabrications. The alienating parent is poisoning the well, feeding the child a biased and harmful narrative. This doesn't always come in the form of direct attacks. It can be subtle, a sarcastic joke at your expense, an eye roll when your name is mentioned, or a constant stream of warnings about you. For instance, be careful when you're with your dad. You know how he gets. Or I'm just trying to protect you. These comments paint you as unstable, uncaring, or even dangerous. The goal is to position the alienating parent as the only safe, loving, and reliable option. They become the protector, and you become the threat. This creates a powerful us versus them dynamic, with your child feeling pressured to choose a side. This negative narrative naturally leads to the undermining of your authority and your bond with your child. You might find that your rules are consistently ignored when your child is with their other parent. If you have a rule about screen time, for example, the other parent might encourage them to break it, saying things like, "Your mom is too strict. At my house, we have fun." This directly teaches the child to disrespect you. You'll notice an unexplained dismissiveness from your child. They might scoff at your opinions, ignore your requests, or treat you like you're incompetent. This behavior is often a reflection of the attitude they see from the other parent. Another deeply hurtful tactic is the sabotage of your efforts to bond. Gifts you give might get lost or be criticized. Special routines you have, like a bedtime story or a weekly game night, might be mocked or replaced. The alienating parent actively works to unravel the threads that connect you and your child, making it harder for you to maintain a meaningful relationship. As the alienation progresses, you may notice a growing social and family isolation. The alienating parent starts cutting ties with your side of the family. Calls from grandparents, aunts, and uncles go unanswered. Invitations to family gatherings are declined. The child is slowly walled off from an entire support system that loves them. Family traditions you once shared might be dismissed as unimportant or replaced with new ones that exclude you and your relatives. This isn't just about controlling the child, it's about rewriting their history and erasing your family's role in it. The child's social circle might also be manipulated. They might be discouraged from being friends with children of your friends, or removed from sports teams or clubs where you have a presence. The alienating parent seeks to create a closed ecosystem where their influence is absolute, and any outside perspective that might challenge their narrative is eliminated. This leaves the child feeling dependent on and isolated with only one parent. So why is it so incredibly important to detect these signs early? Because parental alienation is a progressive problem. It doesn't stay at the level of a few missed calls or negative comments. If it's not addressed, it escalates. The subtle whispers become loud accusations. The child's reluctance turns into outright refusal to see you. The emotional damage deepens, creating long-term issues for the child, including anxiety, depression, and difficulty forming healthy relationships in the future. The longer it goes on, the harder it becomes to rebuild that fractured bond. The child's distorted beliefs about you become deeply ingrained, and healing can take years of dedicated effort, often with professional help. Early intervention is your best defense. It offers the highest chance of stopping the destructive pattern before it becomes irreversible. So, what can you do if you recognize these signs? First and foremost, document everything. Keep a detailed, factual log. Write down every missed call, every canceled visit, and every manipulative comment the child repeats. Note the dates, times, and specific details. This isn't about building a case for revenge. It's about having a clear record of the pattern of behavior. Emotions can cloud our memory, but a written log is objective. Second, when you communicate with your ex-partner, try to remain calm and child-focused. Avoid accusations and blame, as this can often escalate the conflict. Instead, use I statements and focus on the child's well-being. For example, I'm concerned that Johnny seems so anxious lately. I think it would be good for us to find a way to support him together. Finally, and most importantly, seek neutral professional support. This could be a family therapist who specializes in high conflict dynamics, a co-parenting counselor, or a mediator. A neutral third party can help facilitate healthier communication and provide strategies for protecting your child from the emotional fallout. Don't try to handle this alone. Early, proactive steps are the key to preserving a healthy, loving relationship with your child. Parental alienation is a heartbreaking reality for too many families. It's a silent crisis that happens behind closed doors, leaving deep scars on both parents and children. But by learning to recognize the early signs, the subtle shifts in behavior, the communication blocks, the negative narratives, you empower yourself to act. Remember, your relationship with your child is worth fighting for. By staying calm, documenting patterns, and seeking professional guidance, you can counter the alienation and work toward rebuilding a healthy, loving bond. You are not alone in this struggle, and there is hope for healing. Thank you so much for watching. If this video was helpful, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing for more content on navigating complex family dynamics. If you or someone you know is going through this, share this video to help spread awareness. Remember to take care of yourselves, and we'll see you in the next one.